submission loss for Sean Bunch.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jarek Cyphus here, aka Cigar and Con. Happy Friday. It's been a while since I've done a video, and there's a couple of reasons for that. I don't want to get crazy into excuses or anything here, so I'm just going to kind of jump right into this. I'm going to come clean on a few things. My health has kind of... some of my friends know this. My family knows this. My wife knows this. Some of my friends in Discord know this. My health has kind of been deteriorating a little bit over the last 5 years. It's been in a slow decline. It has rapidly progressed over the last year. And since I've left the service this summer, I've had some labs done, some medical work done, some observations done, and some labs came back that were very, very informative. Not completely informative. I still need to do a follow-up with my doctor before I have a complete picture. I have a couple follow-up appointments. I have some sports medicine doctors I need to go see next week. Some GI I need to go see in September. Another clinic I need to go to in October to get a complete picture, a complete full prognosis of all my conditions, where my health is going to go from here. But short-term, small picture-wise, it's going to have an effect on some things, and I really kind of need to take a step back and reevaluate my future, not just like in a dramatic sense, but in a realistic, let's see what I'm going to do with my future kind of sense, and figure out what I'm going to do for the next couple decades of my life. It may affect with my streaming a little bit. It's definitely going to affect with Star Wars Galaxies, though, and I'm going to get to why it's going to affect with my Star Wars Galaxies development here in a moment. Medical care is going to be pretty expensive. Am I going to receive VA healthcare, VA health benefits, and disability? Yes. Whenever I start receiving my disability paychecks and benefits, that will help a lot, but a lot of that money is going to go to my medical care, which means to have money, have fun money for things that I want, obviously upgrading my camera and my hardware, stuff I use on my computers and all that jazz. I am going to have to seriously make a consideration on what I do with my free time. And we don't get paid to do what we do with Star Wars Galaxies Legends. We are a entirely non-profit, we're an entirely donation-driven project, because the donations drive the server infrastructure and its upgrades, and I don't want to step on that or interfere with that in any way, and I don't want to be just a dead lump on a log for SWG Legends staff to wait on for my health to get better. So I think it's very, very possible that once I finish ILM 3, which will still come out, by the way, and not stopping that development by any means, when I finish ILM 3, I may have to strongly consider stepping back and stepping away from Star Wars Galaxies Legends as a full-time developer. Maybe continue on as a contributor to continue to support ILM if any issues pop up throughout the development cycle of SWG Legends, because again, it's been a blessing to kind of continue the work I did back on live and bring so much of this content back together and, well, really just kind of make the community happy. Obviously, you don't please everybody, but for those who've been happy and those who've supported ILM, thank you. That's why I do this. And that's why I'm going to continue doing this despite my health conditions. But it does also mean that going forward with my streaming, Twitch, YouTube, any kind of fanfic writing I'm doing, I'm probably going to plug my Patreon a little bit more. I'm probably going to plug bits and the use of my soundboard a little bit. Why? Because I don't want to say that my time isn't free, but my time is kind of precious, and my free time, I would like to spend my free time doing things that I love, and also maybe get paid for it a little bit, and not have to worry about whether or not I need to go pound pavement and find a second job. And it means that some of my writing that I put up on my Patreon may have to go behind a $1 Patreon paywall. Oh, big deal. I mean, I'm sure people who support me can afford $1 a month to support me, and you know what? Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps me, keeps me from having to leave my full-time job, 40 to 60 hours a week, whatever I'm doing, and then go that night and work a counter at GameStop or go be a manager at Lowe's or something like that. I'm trying to avoid that. You know, I've got a pretty good career going. I'm trying to stay in that career if possible, and see where that goes. But it's entirely possible that my health may decline in such a way that I may have to reevaluate my full-time employment too. So that's why I'm trying to shift gears a little bit. And if folks want me to continue doing this because I enjoy it and because I enjoy entertaining and providing information, then I'm going to keep doing that. But I would greatly appreciate any support y'all can give, because it will make it a lot easier for me to spend the time I have doing it. And that's really all I got about my personal life right now. So we'll jump right into gaming news to kind of catch up on a couple things. I'm sure everybody knows right now that Epic Games continues to suck the life out of shit right now. I mean, games like Shenmue 3, among others, that were crowdfunded are now becoming Epic Store exclusives that now have these pre-order perks that are shitting on the crowdfunders who should be getting the same perks. They put an X number of dollars to make the game happen in the first place. But oh no, if you didn't pre-order the game on Epic Game Store, you don't get all these little bells and whistles. That's pretty fucking shitty of Epic to do. And when they're already platforming all these AAA companies that don't need the extra money that they're accepting these exclusives for, which is kind of horse shit if you ask me. They only left Steam so they get that extra cut that Epic is giving them. That's freaking greedy if you ask me. If they can't get away with microtransactions, they're going to get away with sly maneuvers that mean that you have to download this feature incomplete launcher in order to play their game. Fuck that shit. That's fucking stupid. Why would you do that? That strips consumers of their choice. And that's the nice thing about things like Steam and Origin and GOG, or just having a hard disk copy of a game that you love. You have the choice of how you install that media onto your system. Epic Game Store is taking that away. And Steam, I hate to say it, yeah, there's Steam exclusives too, but at least Steam's a feature complete launcher service. And I hear the argument all the time that, oh, well, Steam's had all these, 10 plus 15 years to get all these features together. Well, yeah, but you know what? You don't go into the phone industry now with a flip phone to compete with smartphones. You know what I mean? There is a standard now in the industry, and it doesn't seem like anybody else wants to kind of meet that standard. Origin tries, bless their heart. EA sucks, but you know what? At least Origin, to some degree, tries to be on the same level as Steam, and they are infinitely beyond what Epic Game Store is. You would think with the success of Fortnite, they would have figured some shit out with the Epic Game Store by now, but I guess we're all waiting on them to pull their heads out of their ass. I don't know. And and speaking of EA, they're sucking the life out of things too. I mean, Anthem has all been pretty much abandoned. I mean, the project lead is gone, and just after that happened, the project lead over at Dragon Age 4 is gone. I mean, they're freaking losing project leads and developers faster than they can hire them. I think the writing's on the wall, EA, and you might need to reevaluate how your studios are doing and what they think about you as a company, because when you mismanage things a little bit and you stumble things like Anthem out the door the way you do, you need to reevaluate the way you're doing business, especially when you do things you start seeping your influence into games like Apex Legends, and you paywall content behind. It's like $200 worth for this Iron Crown event going on right now, and there's these cosmetic features that are paywall behind almost $200 worth of loot boxes. How in the hell can you justify that? I get the game's free to play. Cool. There's all kinds of other ways to kind of promote free to play mechanics. It's like, okay, if you're gonna be a freemium game, have once a major patch kind of bell and whistle come out that multiple people are going to buy, and it's going to pay for that revenue. That revenue is going to fund for the development. Don't sit there and try and have this one-off $200 thing, because that's going to alienate your audience. I mean, as it is, your freaking player base is revolting, and now you have lead developers and community managers lashing back on Reddit, back at players, saying things like, "Oh, I remember when freaking gamers weren't asshats." Well, you know what? Maybe back then they weren't fucking paywall and shit, and there wasn't all these egregious monetization schemes going on. Did you ever think about that? And you know what? And it doesn't even matter that Respawn's CEO apologized over that. The damage has kind of been done. I'm not asking for their jobs or anything and for those developers to get fired, but as a CEO, you can't sit there and apologize on behalf of the people that did the wrong. The company was already in the wrong with the Iron Crown event anyway for accepting EA's bullshit, and then they were even more wrong for trying to defend it with very vitriolic language. That's not good. That's not a good look for community relations at all. It should be the developer and it should be the community manager making the apologies, not the CEO. And it's fine if you want to make changes in-house and do some retraining and do whatever you're going to do to kind of make sure it doesn't happen again. But we would like to see some apologies from the folks who actually did the wrongs first. And I think that's really all I want to talk about as far as negative gaming news, because there's some good shit too. Destiny 2's cross save is live, and I'm freaking super stoked about that. I've got a PC character that I've put a lot of work and time into that I'm now going to be able to play on PS4 with my work buddies, so I'm freaking stoked for that. And then you've got Shadowkeep coming out in October that looks flush with content. I'm freaking over the moon about all these Destiny 1 references that are coming back into the forefront just before we have to again face the darkness, which is, you know, the big enemy of the Destiny franchise. So yeah, I'm going to have to start throwing some Destiny 2 streams back in there. I know it's a market spoken for, but I'm hoping that my energy and love of the lore and the story and all the mythos behind the Destiny universe is enough to kind of attract some viewership. Because I'm never going to be in the big clan that's going to be server first on a raid, or I'm not going to be Cammy Cake sitting there smashing and clowning people in Crucible. But I'm going to be having fun, and I'm going to be engaging in the lore and content, kind of like My Name is Bife does. Not to the very prosy vernacular that he uses, but it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm hoping that you'll enjoy it too. And yeah, I think it's, for gaming news, that's probably all I want to cover for right now, because I really want to get into how excited I am about Star Wars stuff. We are, Star Wars Galaxies, will get this out of the way. We're only 10 days away from my first ILM3 teaser, so stay tuned for that over Labor Day weekend. Probably be Labor Day itself that I upload that video, so stay super close watch on YouTube for that one. So just because I have a video up next Friday doesn't mean there won't be something slipped in there somewhere. We are only about 4 months away from episode 9. Love it or hate it, it's Star Wars. We're going to see it, right? We're all fans. We're all going to go see it. Whether Rey's a Mary Sue or not, we're going to see it so we can see the conclusion of the saga. And for those who have fallen out of love with regular Star Wars, we are just supposedly moments away from a Mandalorian teaser. And, you know, it's going to premiere on Disney Plus right before my next birthday. So, you know, me, everything Mandalorian in my fucking life, you know, I'm going to be freaking excited for this shit. So, yeah, stay tuned. I mean, if I can do a reaction video tonight, I might do that too, just for shits and grins, right? And I really need to start doing some more Star Wars game streaming, because I think that's what most of y'all want to see anyway. But speaking of streaming, for the time being, for the next week or two, it's still going to be by interest. Reach out on Twitter or Patreon. The Twitter and Patreon links are in the description below, as always. And send me a DM. I respond to my DMs. So if y'all want to see something, you want to see me stream a game that I've got, if you're going to tune in to my streams at 7 p.m. Eastern, is typically the time I use. If I have to go an hour earlier, an hour later, I can do that. I don't like to go late because I get up early in the mornings, but again, I can be flexible. If it's going to get me more viewers and if it's going to entertain you folks, I will stream whenever and whatever y'all want. I will work it out. I'm definitely going to be streaming more after Labor Day weekend, because that's when my wife goes back to school. Schedules are going to stabilize a little bit. I'll have a clear long-term picture of all my medical appointments, so I'll be able to kind of figure that out that way. I'm still planning to do the Season of the Harvest in the fall. That's going to be your Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy 14. I'm going to be working through that, all the Shadowbringers content. Star Wars Galaxies Legends has Galactic Moon Festival for Halloween. I'll be finally doing some Death Trooper content, because I really need to get that damn Flare S bike soon. It's my favorite bike in all of Star Wars and to Star Wars Galaxies. I'll be doing some Star Wars Battlefront 2 to keep the Star Wars content coming. Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, I'll be streaming that, obviously. Again, market spoken for. Gonna have fun. Gonna really dive into the lore on that, and maybe we can discover it together, and maybe team up with people like My Name is Bife and Evade and folks like that a little bit. And Star Trek Online streams, I know I've been getting more people watching that lately. I will be doing, when Awakening comes out, I will probably be doing 2 or 3 weeks straight of Star Trek Online only, for those who want to watch Star Trek Online streams. I will do that because Awakening is going to be cool. Anthony Rapp is fucking awesome, so seeing him reprise his role as Stamets is going to be fucking great. And the Mycelial Network content is going to be badass. And Joel is a pretty cool freaking villain. You know, we haven't had a proper villainess since the Borg Queen. And I know you had Captain Tilly of the Mirror Universe, and she was fun, and Mirror Lead is fun, but the Borg Queen is a menacing figure. Joula, as a really power hungry Klingon female warrior, she's very power hungry too. She is a different side of the Borg Queen's coin, so it's going to be kind of cool to see how those writers evolve her character. So that's why I think I want to stream that for a few weeks and just be consistent with the Star Trek Online. So be on the lookout for that. When Star Trek Online Awakening comes out, I'll be streaming that a lot. Going towards November, YouTube content. I'm going to add some more plugs for our veterans, obviously because Veterans Day. There's going to be a lot of more stuff about... I'll be doing some fundraisers probably. There's going to be a lot of plugs about hashtag 22kill in there because we need to have... Obviously, we need to have suicide awareness. It's a constant evolving problem that we military members and our veterans are dealing with. So, again, use your resources. Reach out to me. If you have someone that you know is struggling, doesn't want to live anymore, is just low, or you're low yourself, reach out to me. You can talk to me, or just talk to someone. I don't care, but we're here for you. As a fellow veteran, I'm here for you. If you need to talk to someone, please, don't wait till it's too late. Just talk to someone. Support hashtag 22kill. Use your hotlines. Take care of our veterans. And I think along with the whole veterans and military thing, I want to start featuring a little bit of history on my channel. If I have time in the middle of the week, I think I would like to start doing either this day in history, just a short clip on YouTube that I just either upload from my car while I'm walking around, and just have a little short clip, not even a Cyphus Space thing. Just have a little short thing in there where it's, hey, on this day in such year, this happened in military, Navy, Marine, Army, Air Force, whatever history. Or I might do full feature stuff, whatever y'all want. Please send a request on Patreon or Twitter. Let me know what y'all want to see. What kind of history, military history, is what I really like. So what do you want to hear about? What do you want to hear my take on? I'd be happy to share it. And then with the holidays, so Christmas time into New Year's, will be a lot of ILM3 centric streams, because obviously it's going to be final dev streams working up to the final release of Star Wars Galaxies ILM3, which again, the title will be revealed next week. And there'll be a 2-month break, January into February. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break. It might not be a full 2-month break, because I'm thinking, so around the 4th anniversary of Star Wars Galaxies Legends, I'll be picking up the streaming again. It'll be Star Wars Galaxies, and I'll probably do a month straight of SWG Legends. So that's going to be how we kick off 2020. And 2020 is not going to be broken up into different seasons. It's just going to be called Year of the Lotus. And I'll get into why later. We'll start planning and talking about that probably November, December timeframe, of what, based on the games y'all like me playing and streaming, that's going to form a consistent year rotation of games that I stream in 2020 if I'm able to keep streaming with my health. We'll see. So thank you all for tuning in. This video is probably pretty long, but hey, thank you all for bearing with me. Please, if you can support me on Patreon, do so. If you need a PayPal link, I'll happily share it. Just DM me on Twitter or Patreon. Every little bit helps. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope to catch you all next time. Jarek Cyphus signing out.